Let's get started. So, okay, yeah. So let me just break it down very quickly. I've got 44 slideshows with 44 charts, all with different scenarios, not 44 different scenarios. I think about 6 or 7 different scenarios. I'm going to ask your opinions on them. I'm going to ask questions on them. I want you to tell me what you're looking for, why you're looking for it, X, Y, and Z. Okay? And if you're wrong, you're wrong. Doesn't matter. I wouldn't feel away. So, chart number 1. I want everybody, oh yeah, I might have to unmute. Oh shit, hold on. Sorry, I just unmuted everybody. There's a lot going on in the background, boy, families and everything. Okay, so this is chart number 1. If you look in the top left corner, you will see the time frame, okay? I want you to look at this chart. I want you to identify on this chart the direction of the market, the structure, and what you are looking for, okay? So unmute yourselves for those that don't have too much background noise, or if you do, unmute, give the answer, unmute back, okay? Just like the course, I get everybody active and involved, and I want this happening for this now.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on?
That's a break. I'm waiting for a retest back to the last hit.
Okay, fine. So somebody says this is a break and they're looking for a retest back to the last.
Yes, right there.
For that retest. Okay, fine. So that's your opinion. We appreciate it very much.
Hello.
Can we have somebody else's opinion on this, please?
Yeah, you want a lower high to form anywhere below the last lower high.
Okay, so looking at the structure, obviously saying that we want price to form lower high underneath, anywhere underneath where?
The last lower high. So,
okay, so the last lower high. Would
5 candles back, 4 5 candles, that's it.
Okay, very good. How many people agree with the last lower high? How many people are banking on price to come back to this level as a perfect retest of this structure?
I agree with lower high.
Very good.
Agree.
So we have lower high.
Agree with the lower high.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, very good. So our friend who mentioned this structure here, that's completely fine. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. All it means is what we're trying to avoid is banking on price to come back to a major level in the market to retest it. What happens with things like this is you build hope that price will do what you want it to do. And then guess what? You end up disappointed, or you end up taking trades prematurely. And guess what happens? You enter, the price moves down, you get super excited, and guess what happens? The price rallies against you, comes back in and below the previous lower high, creates a new lower high of the major structure, and guess what happens? The price rallies to the downside. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean that the majority who have just mentioned that they want to see a lower high of this structure are correct. You might be right, but we'll figure this out. So we're looking at this as a major level in the market, okay? As long as price trades below this level, we're good for sells. Because if price comes back to this level, what would we look for?
Double top.
One person says double top. That's very good. Anybody disagree or agree with that?
Agree.
Agree.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Fine, no problem. So let's continue with this. So look at the structure. Same 4-hour time frame. What has price action done?
Double top.
Bearish.
Okay, we know. Is it a double top yet?
Not yet.
No.
So let's keep
Big bullish momentum.
very good. So we do have bullish momentum. That's very good. But it has come back to a major lower high. Now, because we have such strong bullish momentum, are we looking for buys?
Not yet.
Okay, what are we looking for in this structure?
Another candle close below that line.
Okay, fine. That works also.
Rejection. With
Very-
rejection.
We need to see some sort of rejection, okay? Now, the reason why we need rejection is because we need to see what with this bullish momentum.
exhaust.
Very good. And that will start to indicate what pressure in the market.
Sell.
Sell.
Bearish.
Bearish pressure.
Correct. That's the right words. Bearish pressure. Not that sellers are taking control, just that there's bearish pressure. In order for you want to get into a trade, we need to be on the right side of momentum and on the right side of market structure and on the right side of the pressure in the market at a single point in time. Okay? So that being said, the scenarios we can look for right now are what?
Well, actually both.
Say it again?
Well, actually both scenarios. If it's like a bullish momentum, then we have to wait. Or like if there will be bearish pressure, and will be like a break in back into the structure.
Okay.
And retest and continuation.
Fine. Okay. Now, if we don't get the breakout, break back in, retest, could we also look for price to now start to exhaust this level, push down?
Reject.
Correct. Reject it and make what?
Low high.
Very good. And the final scenario we can wait for a sell is for price to pull away and do what?
Jeez, man.
Come back for at least a clean double top. How do I identify that? Price needs to leave this area, come away, show some indecision, come back, push away, and then come back. Now, this is not going to happen immediately, but what we're trying to illustrate is we need price to leave this level for a period of time and then come back. Not just one candle down, one candle back. That's a different scenario that we'll go on to in a minute.
You said that price needs to go away and come back for a double top. Has it already done that?
Okay, so figure this out. Oops. Stupid thing. Right. Think about this. This is, at the moment, structure of the market down. Okay? This is a structural low. This is an area in the market where price failed to break above. This is a structural higher low of this structure. This now indicates bullish pressure. This now is what structure?
High.
A higher what?
High highs.
Right. Once price breaks and violates this structure, this indicates what pressure and structure or potential structure in the markets?
Bearish.
Correct.
Bearish.
Once price comes back to this level, the structure again has now changed. We need now price to show signs of depletion, bullish pressure, for it to then show signs of bearish pressure, and then confirmation that it's failing to break above and then continue. What everybody needs to start to do is not collect too much data from the left. Try and figure out what has happened at this moment in time, what is happening now at this moment in time, and then collect new data and realize that what's happening now is a whole new different behavioral pattern. Okay?
Most of the time, this big bullish candle, the next candle will be at least 50% from this candle bullish, bearish. That's right. Mostly if this happens.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see what happens. I know why you're saying that, because we expect price to retrace and we expect price to leave a wick before it either goes up or comes back for a retest. But let me be very clear. When you see a strong bullish move to the upside or a strong bullish move to the downside within a very short space of time, what usually influences that move?
News.
Right. So after an impulse move by news, more often than not, you'll get a what? Right. So
like a sharp return.
Yeah, fine. However you mention it, the point is price more often than not will retrace. This is not a news inflicted candle. Well, it is actually, because it's huge. That's fine. Based on that theory, we could potentially expect price to retrace. But what I want to mention to you is do not confuse a news inflicted candle with a strong bullish or bearish momentum candle.
Okay.
Just bear that in mind. A news inflicted candle and a strong bullish and bearish candle are not the same things.
How do you distinguish that?
Well, look at the average range of this candle compared to all the candles to the left. How many of these big candles do you see?
Well, it does make sense, but you told us not to look to left.
No. I said for structure. Identify the range of these candles.
Oh, I see. Yeah, where the orders actually. Yeah. It makes sense.
I could see at least 3 candles in this chart from this big one.
So this candle here, you're telling me that this length of this candle is now the same length as this one? Is the same length as this one?
Yes.
Oh, they're all smaller.
They're smaller, bro. Come on.
No, it's not.
And this one, is it the same size as this candle? Right. This is not a debate. This is me telling you to look at the markets logically.
Yes.
Right. So look at this logically. The range of this candle compared to this one, and this one, they are big, but are they as big as this one?
No way.
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to get too technical. Let's just think logically. That's it.
Okay.
And all I was trying to illustrate, that doesn't mean that I'm calling you stupid or that you were wrong. Just means I'm just trying to help you. Just like we saw today, okay? On majority of the euro pairs, we had a huge impulse move to the downside. Before then, we had a huge impulse move to the upside. And then what happened? The correction. So more often than not, if you see candles of this average range, the theory of what you just said, that price will retrace 50% to either come back for a retest or to create a wick and then go down is correct. So I'm just trying to advise you. News inflicted candles, you can expect that to happen. With engulfing or large bullish and bearish candles, try not to expect that to happen too often. Because what that will influence you to do is take what from this level because you expect it to do retrace. What will you take?
Sell.
A sell. And we don't trade resistance support. We need the evidence, okay? That's all I'm trying to protect you against.
So basically not trade news.
Well, yeah, that is obviously very clear as well. We do not want to trade news. Okay?
But basically, if you look at the strong candles also, after a strong candle, more often than not, the following one is also a strong one. You can see it.
Yeah, very good point, Chris. And that's something that I've mentioned many, many times before. More often than not, if price is in strong momentum and there's strong candles, you're going to get strong candles that follow that after. Okay? We don't know for how long, but it happens. And that's what we try to manipulate. We're not going to go into that theory. Anyway, let's continue studying structure. So this is the hourly time frame. We had the strong momentum push into structure. We know that we're looking for sells because prices come back to the major lower high structure. Can I ask, is this structure sellable?
No.
Yes.
So somebody, all right. So
I would say
who would sell it?
Yes.
yes, definitely.
Yeah, I would.
I wouldn't sell that yet.
I would definitely
I would
not.
sell it too.
It's still like rocks, so like a big bullish momentum.
Very good. So who said that?
Me, Pavel.
It's also ranging.
Right. Very good. So look at this. We have a market structure that's ranging, and we have price that's still pushing up with the bullish momentum. Is this structure you really want to sell into?
No.
Well,
No.
Majority of people said yeah. The thing is, right, I don't want to... Yeah?
Is this indicating that price is rejecting from this level?
Right. So we do have the rejection. This is indicating sell pressure based on
that's it.
sell by structure. But
Well,
based... Hold on. Sorry.
I am big time frames in 4H. I am sell buy, so I am looking for rejecting from this level.
Yeah, but this is Debo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Debo, you're a swing trader, bro. So you're gonna take this trade and you're gonna have your stop loss up here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, fine.
Yes, you got me.
Of course, we need to see the momentum shift.
Correct. Right. So Debo, just be a participant and just help encourage what we're trying to teach here. Don't bring it up. All right, so that's correct. Somebody says,
get him out of it.
no, oh man, can't do that. Debo's the man. So right,
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
we want to see this momentum shift. Okay, now tell me, what kind of formations are we looking at? So we have a structure that's showing bearish momentum. We have a lower high formation. Price rallies back to a major level in the market, and we have price failing to break above, indicating a strong level, but with bullish pressure. What structure do we need to see? Somebody tell me the first arrow that I'm drawing.
Lower high.
Okay, so that's not going to be the first arrow. That's what we're looking for. So it's going to be momentum down, price
pullback,
right, to create, one person said a lower high, and then the guys, if you're unmuted, just be careful with the noise, please. Thank you. And then if we don't get the sell on the lower high, what could we look for?
Break of support.
Well, we have the break of structure. So
exhaustion on the 4 hour.
Double top.
Very good. Price to come back for a double top and then sell it.
Oh, yeah, missed double top.
Rox,
Yes.
could we, in this situation, wait for the price to go up and then break back in and sell with momentum, or?
Okay. Okay. We're gonna get onto that.
Okay.
Very good. We can have the breakout, break back in, retest, and then sell. We're gonna get onto that.
Okay.
Works.
Yes.
Okay. You know, this is the 1 hour candles, 1 hour time frame.
Correct.
So I think if it was the that maybe that's why we saw that it kept it couldn't break through the resistance point, because you know, on the 4 hours it was just like one long candle or two bullish candles.
Correct. So this is the structure here.
Yeah.
We've moved on now, bro. We've moved on to more
Okay.
for our candles. So we're just looking at this at the moment. Okay.
Well, Rob, there's one simple problem. It requires too much patience.
Who the hell's
I agree with this.
Debo? Shut up. Who said that?
Again, me, Pavel.
Pavel said that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well then, bro, you just keep blowing accounts then. Yeah. And this is for people that are patient. You. You need,
Patience.
yes, you
Okay,
need.
okay.
I'm only joking, bro. Come on, man. You know I've got love for everybody, but you need to be patient. Okay? If you want to be involved in the quick rich scheme, then invest your money in lottery tickets. I promise you, this is a
That's true, man.
life. This is a skill for life, and if you learn to master these basics and this skill, I promise you, is going to take you places. Good things in life don't come for free, and this world is not crazy enough to reward people that are not deserving. So exercise patience, exercise some discipline, and make it happen. It may take you 3 months, 6 months, a year. But for those with a mindset, and I know your mindset's not like that, bro. I know it does take a lot of patience, but I'm saying for those that can shift their mindset towards that road, I promise you, this will give you everything that you need. I don't care if you become a millionaire or you earn the same salary in your job. This will change so much for you.
Yes, man.
So let's focus on that.
Thank
And I
you.
know you didn't mean it, bro. Well, I hope you don't. But
No offense taken.
it does take patience. You're damn right. But we can make it happen, okay? And you'll get to a stage, and I hope this session here will help everybody. And this will be the only session you need. Once you learn this and the illustrations that I'm showing you, you can go and study this. And I promise you, these are all the patterns I trade and teach in the most simplistic way. With your participation, you can go and watch this 10 times, 20 times, and I promise you, things are going to change, okay? So now, we've got some scenarios. We know what we're looking for. We know we're not selling now. Price is moving sideways. Momentum is still up. We need a shift in momentum. A shift in momentum means we need we've got price showing that the bears are not letting the bulls take over, but we need the bears to take over this momentum after this strong bull rally and this confusion that's happening right now. Let's see what happens. From that major level, We can see price has done what? Pushed away from this level, pushed away from this level, pushed away from this level. Price has finally started to do what? Break these structure lows and close below them, indicating a lower low of these levels here where price was failing to break before. Now what has price done?
Made a lower high.
A lower high. Now, you guys are probably asking me, well, is this not a lower high? Is this not a lower high? Well, it is. Can you sell these? Probably you can. How do you get into these trades? Using your lower time frames and getting in. But there's one very, very important thing I want you to notice. And somebody mentioned it. Price was failing to break a structure for a very long period of time, which we called a sideways moving market or a consolidation. We finally had price violate structure on numerous occasions and finally made a lower low of structure that it failed to make a lower low for a very long time. Now, based on that movement of breaking the structure, we had a strong bearish rally with hardly any exhaustion to the downside until we broke this level. And what do we say? After a push, we expect what to happen?
Pullback.
Very good. Pullback, retracement, and the structure that we see on a daily basis is a push, exhaustion, lower high, push, exhaustion, lower high. And same for the upside, a push, exhaustion, push, exhaustion, push, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. This
Rocks, quick one. You know, at the bottom, you can see there's a support, but you can see it breaks the support, then it breaks back in. Higher. You had it higher before.
Mm-hmm.
Just above it. That's it. Yeah. So it breaks it and then breaks back in and retests and it carries on going. That's a different pattern that we trade for longs. I would look at that as a long.
Look at the time frame.
15 minutes. Okay. Didn't see that.
So you're absolutely right. If we were looking at the 4-hour time frame and we saw this, we have to make sure we're taking notice of this. But at the moment, we're on the 15-minute time frame. This candle here, you have to anticipate as being a 1-hour candle that's very strong to the downside, a new 4-hour candle that's very strong to the downside, and now we have 2 1-hour candles pushing, the next 1-hour candle exhausting. Okay? Can you visualize that?
Yeah.
All right, fine. So let's continue. So looking at the structure, on the previous slide, we wanted price to leave this level. We wanted this price to push down with strong momentum, and we wanted this price to pull back to make a structure higher low. Looking at this structure, who's interested in taking this trade?
Me.
I am.
Me.
Yeah, that would be the time.
Okay, so I just want to make a point here. Okay, when looking at these levels, what I don't want you guys to get confused doing is trying to draw these levels as support and resistance. I don't care where my take profit is. There's one thing that I have to be mindful of is the major levels on the 1-hour and 4-hour, where we plan to sell and where price is going to come back to for a potential rejection. Okay, so looking at this, potentially price may come back to this major level here where we have the most reaction, or potentially it may come back to here. All I have to make sure that I'm doing is when I'm planning to sell this market, that I can do what by time price gets to these levels here.
Break even.
And that's it. Okay, so let's see what happens. Now that we've crunched up our chart a tiny bit, it's much easier for us to see. Anybody identify how I've set this trade? Is it an instant execution? Is it a sell limit, or is it a sell stop?
Sell stop.
Fine. Anybody else?
Sell stop.
Thank you. Anybody? Oh yeah, shit, it says it up here.
Yeah.
So anybody asking me, how did I set this? Somebody identify how I've set this trade. First things first, what do I need in this trade to make this?
Loss.
Right. Of course, a stop loss, but a what stop loss?
In your stop loss range.
A range.
No, a what?
Safe one.
Stop loss
Right.
big,
Correct. A
and
safe.
you're waiting for 50% retracement into your stop loss area to put in the sell stop order.
Very good. So this may not be perfect, but look, this is about 50%. How did I set this? Well, I simply my pink box, I moved it like this, and I set it to make sure that my stop loss was above the wick or thereabouts, and I made sure that price was in the middle. That's it. Anybody know why I'm doing this? If I'm looking for a continued momentum shift with this lower high structure, this bearish pressure, price after pushing up will either continue up with momentum, which means I cancel the trade, or price will push down. Doesn't mean I'm going to win, but continue within continued momentum. Now, I don't care about my take profit. My take profit's always going to be what?
103.
Unless I enter,
Late. It's 1 to
unless I enter the trade late, unless I enter the trade late, and then the trade becomes a 1 to 2. Okay? Does everybody get this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Definitely, yeah.
Let's continue because we're stuck on this one for some time. So let's move on to another one. Okay.
Okay.
Trade hits take profit. Now, quote unquote, every single trade that I'm taking today is going to hit take profit. One trade is going to hit break even, which I was pissed about because I wanted them all to hit take profit. Does that mean that all the setups I'm showing you are going to win?
No.
No. It just means that today I wanted them to win. Moving forward, just note, even if you take these trades systematically with the exact execution that I'm illustrating now, guess what? They can also lose. Please bear this in mind. Now, this is a difficult one. I'm expecting some of my more advanced members to identify this. Can anybody look at this structure and tell me what's happening?
Break.
Change in direction.
reversal.
Okay. Fine. So we have this break of the structure, blah, 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 and we have this high-low formation. Now, if this is the previous lower high, what if price comes back to this level? Can we sell it?
We can retest.
Well, this is the previous lower high. This is what we just illustrated on the last chart.
Yeah, you can sell, yeah.
We can.
If it holds.
No. Depends on what the candle shows you.
Right. So what if we have now price coming into this level with a strong bullish momentum? Can we now look for a sell if price starts to reject and this candle is like this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I want you to take note of something that's very, very important. Okay. Even though we have the break at the structure, we have the low, the higher low formation. I want you to take note of this moving forward for the rest of the charts that we look at. This no longer is a lower high. This is an area in the market where price may find struggles to break above, because the momentum of this candle, of this market, was low, higher low. This was a higher high at one point, and now we have the break of this structure indicating what pressure in the market?
Bullish.
Bullish pressure. So that means this information now to the left is invalid because we have new structure forming. So the only time we are looking for sells is when price pushes up, or even now fails, shows signs of rejection, and then starts to change its structure to this. Okay?
So we basically look at the chart from right to left.
Always. Always right to left, but only when structure starts to develop and show signs that the structure is changing and the momentum is changing in the market. I know this sounds so bizarre to a lot of you, but trust me, we are trying to manipulate the 4-hour candles. And in order to do that, we need to be on the right side of momentum. We're not swing traders, so we don't care about this overall move. We don't care about being in the reversal. We don't care about being first in the trade. What we care about is identifying where the momentum is at this moment in time. With this candle now, which is a demonstration, somebody mute themselves, please, in the background. With this candle now that's not news inflicted, because it's very similar to the range of these candles, what could happen at this point in time with this candle after price has shown signs of strong bullish momentum?
Pullback.
What pullback?
Exhaustion.
It can go up more. It's a strong momentum candle.
Well, we don't buy bullish candles, so we potentially could have a 50% retracement, which is valid enough to go down to the lower time frames to look for a nice double bottom and then a higher low to buy the markets. I hope I'm illustrating this enough. Once the structure changes, this is no longer a lower high. We are now just concentrating on what's happening with this structure because the structure has changed. Does everybody understand this?
Yeah, I think that's what I was missing. I needed to hear this part.
Okay, because this is something that we have been addressing every single day near enough for the last 2 weeks, I believe. Anyway, let's continue. Just bear that in mind. I did say you may have to watch this a few times.
This is counterintuitive.
This is what?
Counterintuitive, not to look at the left.
It's going to go against what you know and have been taught, most definitely. But remember, you're learning the strategy that I'm teaching. That's not me playing mind games with you, because if you go and watch all my content, it's thorough throughout. Okay? So now, this is the question I want to ask you. 4-hour time frame, bear this in mind, please. Is this a lower high structure of the previous lower high?
No.
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 Okay, so based on what I've just told you, the answer to your question, or my question, and your answer to my question is absolutely correct. This is not a lower high. And this is where everybody needs to be mindful of, because the structure has changed, indicating strong bullish pressure. Now, there's one giveaway with this structure. If I draw the higher low here, where is the giveaway? At current price action.
The wick, the long wick.
Very good. So would you want to sell this?
No.
No.
Right.
No.
Just bear those minor things in mind, okay? It's very important. Now, as I said, price action is going to do everything I want it to do because I'm the one that has made this happen. But I just want to illustrate something to you that's very important in terms of your progress. Even though price shows signs of rejection, and I said it may not reject, and people come to me and ask me, can I sell this? Can I sell this? And I say I wouldn't, because structure's changed. This is the reason why. I apologize if prices go down, but I'm not taking responsibility, because I know more often than not, just like with EU today and many other trades that I've mentioned and to you guys in the chat, more often than not, when structure changes and there's bull pressure, even if it moves in your direction for that one trade, more often than not, based on all the trades and charting I've done, price is going to move in the direction of structure. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Please, just understand that. I'll say it again in the simplest form. Even if you want to sell this because price is rejecting, even if you get the lower high formations on the lower time frames and you plan to sell this, just know, take 100 trades, more often than not, you're going to lose more than you're going to win, as opposed to following structure, identifying behavior, and taking trades within the direction of the market. I'm not saying this is a buy. I'm just saying be mindful of that. Now, price is pushed up. We've missed all buys at this point in time. We have the bullish pressure. We now potentially could look for what with this structure? Price to come back to a major level, create a higher low, start to show signs of a double bottom, higher low formations, and then take the trades, okay? But the point is for this one, just be mindful of this direction change with the bullish or bearish momentum. Does anybody have any questions on this?
If I can just add something, Rox, on the lower time frame, the lower highs that we will see, that's actually then the pullback. If you go, the 4 hours the direction, and then the 1 hour 15-20 is where the pullback. That's why it creates that trend.
Right. So I'm actually glad that you said this, Chris. My point is, if structure is up, what direction are you taking your trades?
Yeah, we're only buying. Yeah.
If structure is down, what direction are we taking the trades?
Yeah, only sells.
If you wake up in the morning and you look at your chart, 5-10 seconds looking at this, and at this point in time, structure is up, what are you looking for?
Yeah, we're looking for buys.
Right. So just because you see or think or feel a sell opportunity, should you be taking it?
No, that's why I'm explaining it. That's why it sometimes looks, you know, it's going to work, but it's actually just trending to pull back, and then it goes up.
Maybe. Yes.
That's why the guys get confusing, because if you go on the lower time frames, it looks like it's trending, but it's actually just doing a pullback down before it goes up.
Correct. So good point. Once you've made your decision on the 4H time frame that structure is up or down, that's the direction you're taking the trade. None of this, I lost a trade, let me find another one. I'm telling you now from experience, it leads to disaster. Trust me. If the direction is up and you've come to your chart in the morning and you say, this is up structure, I'm taking buys, that's all you're doing, taking buys. Even if you decide to buy the market here and you lose, buy it here and you lose, and then buy it here again, you've lost 1R, 2R, 3R, and guess what? You're still 1R up for the day because you went in line with the momentum and the structure.
Oh. That's one of the most important things, yeah, to get that right, to figure out the 4 hour and then work with the 1 hour and 15 minutes, the smaller time frames.
Absolutely.
In conjunction with the big one, the 4 hour.
Absolutely correct.
So, Rocky, can I ask some question, but psychological more?
Yeah, please do. Ask me the question.
We attend as a human. I am as an example. All my statics, I win in shorts more than longs. So when I open my charts, I am always looking for my character, you know, for my shorts. So sometimes I'm opening the chart and the trend is going up. I am afraid from taking this trade, you know, because I tend to lose in longs more than shorts.
Very good. And I think that's a very good point, Debo. You all need to decide as well, are you stronger at buys or sells? I'm not saying you have to do this, but I'm telling you, during your growing process, it's very important to identify where you're stronger at, because focusing on multiple things at once will only lead to confusion. And that's why I say knowledge is power and Forex is poison. So identify where you're strong at, buys or sells, master first with 2, 3, or 4 patterns, and then either like me, invert your charts, or stick to your sells or buys, or then attempt to move on to the opposite direction of what you're stronger at and practice that way. Don't try and do everything at once, because becoming a sell trader or a buy trader, you already eliminate 50% of your losses because you're not taking the opposite direction of your trades, okay? So bear that in mind. And that's a good point, Debo. Thing is with Debo, he's a swing trader, so if the structure's up, he's not taking the trade anyway, regardless if some people see sells, because he needs a sell structure or a reversal. Okay? So just bear that in mind. Deebs, I'm sure you follow that, bro. Let's move on to the next one, okay?
I'm with you with this.
Thank you, bro. So, tell me about this structure. This is fairly simple. What are we looking at?
Buys.
Buys.
For buys.
We're going for sells.
Okay. Buy, and sells.
Sell.
Can we do this together?
Double top. Previous low is broken. We're looking for sell.
Right. So one or two people, Chris said something very important. One or two people, work with me here a second. We have a structural area in the market where price is failing to break above, indicating what pressure in the market?
So
Bearish.
Correct. Bearish or bullish? We're never selling, we're never buying. We're always bearish or bullish. This is now indicating what pressure in the market?
Bullish.
Can we buy this high or low? Or retest, sorry.
Yes.
Very good. Once price fails to break above structure, this is indicating what pressure in the market?
Bearish.
Bearish.
Are we looking for sells now?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, we're not. If a high or low structure, price would need to do what first before we look for sells?
Break the high low.
Break the low.
Break the low or make a
Double top.
double top or lower high. Once price breaks the structure to indicate sell pressure, can we sell this lower high?
No.
No.
Now,
Yes.
this is what you guys and ladies have to start doing. Stop looking at what's happened when you're testing and looking back on your trades and studying what you're planning to do for your next trade. Think about this. Push, exhaustion, 12 hours worth of information to indicate price is failing to break above. Is this a potential lower high?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
To sell this market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Once price starts to show that it's failing to break below structure, indicating bullish pressure, are you now looking to buy?
No.
Right.
No, should be.
We need price to now violate the previous structure to indicate what pressure?
Bullish.
Bullish.
Or for price to create a higher low structure and then buy. Now, let's continue. We've gone from buys to sells to now bullish pressure for buys. Once we have this push to the upside, this potential exhaustion, we are what structure bias on this market at this point in time?
Bullish.
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 Once price violates structure, we are now what structure bias on this market at this point in time?
Bullish.
Bullish.
Correct. Once price indicates a sideways moving market, and now price is failing to break below the structure, and we have strong bearish momentum, what bias are we on this market?
Bearish.
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 Why are we bullish? Just because it looks good. You see how we built that up?
Yeah.
Constantly changing. We're not here to be swing traders. And sorry, Deeps, but we're not here to be swing traders. We're here to get in the right side of
The market.
right at the behavior and momentum. So at this point in time, after price failed to break the structure and we have the bearish momentum, we are now looking for what?
Sells.
Sells.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, talk to me. Now we're looking for sells. We can now, what are we waiting for price to do? Create a
Low highs.
fine. Now we have this area in the market where price is starting to indicate a potential high. Do we sell on the first 4-hour candle close?
No.
The pressure of this market is still what?
Bullish.
Bullish.
Bullish. We need a change in direction for price to come back for a double top, lower high structure, or to see evidence on the lower time frames, lower highs being formed. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Now, we see price action starting to push down. Can we sell this big, fat 1-hour candle?
No.
Why not?
Stop is too big.
Very good. The stop loss is too big. Okay? It's too big. We are trying to find a price showing signs of rejection and then price shifting the momentum. We have bullish pressure in the sell by structure. We have now first signs of bearish momentum. What formate patterns can we look for now? So we have the bearish momentum.
Double tap.
Double top to lower.
Very good. So that's the first one we can look for. Next one.
Mason double.
Low high.
Very good. A lower high formation. And a final pattern.
Double top.
Double top of what?
Of the lower high.
Very good. And this is indicating what to us?
Cheese man.
Cheese man, exactly. So let's continue. So now we have the 15-minute time frame. We have price indicating the lower high formation with many signs of rejection. Can we take this trade?
Not yet.
Yes. No.
No, I think
No.
Sell your stop loss is too big.
Okay, very good. What is price doing now? What phase is the market in?
Bearish.
Gathered that from the higher time frames. It's in a what phase? A push phase. So now we've missed this trade, but this is a very important level. What can we look for now?
Good for the pullback.
Cheese man.
Yeah, cheese man, a double top or a lower high. So for those that are pissed that they've missed this trade or want to enter this trade, what do we need to do? We need to be
patient.
Very good. And I'm so happy that everybody was not tricked into believing just because, just giving it. But anyway, not tricked into believing based on everything that I said on the 4 hour, that now it's time to sell. And then now moving forward, 15-minute, we have the lower high because you all recognize still, this is where we need our stop loss or at a lower high. So now we wait patiently. Let's move forward.
Wait, Rox.
Sure.
How do you monitor when it gets back to that level? Like you put an alert in because if it doesn't reach a level, your alert will never go off.
All right, so I'm going to be brutally honest with you, okay? Chantal, and this is for everyone, and I don't want this to sound too cocky, too overconfident, or whatever you want to say, or whatever you're going to be thinking when I say this. The first things first, honestly, I don't care. And the reason why I don't, seriously, I apologize in advance. And I'm not mugging you off, Chantal. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I have so much faith in the approach that I have to the markets that I just know that there will be another opportunity if I'm not able to take this opportunity. What I've learned to do over the years is avoid the need to want to get into a trade. So now I'm at a stage that I would just take a trade if there's a tradable opportunity. That would mean what that would be decided on is what are my plans for the day? Am I in a rush? Do I have time? Do I feel relaxed? Do I feel in the mood? Have I woke up feeling confident? Have I woke up feeling a bit down? You know, everything. If I'm feeling good for the day, I'm setting an alarm here. I'm setting an alarm here. I'll feel that I want price to come back to. If I'm feeling a bit down, I may say, well, I just want price to come back to a major level. If I feel confident, then I'll say, well, you know what? I've missed this lower high. If I come back at 2 o'clock, once the next 4 hour candle closed, and I get another lower high, then I'll take it. It's based on how I'm feeling.
Okay.
For those
what I've noticed is that sometimes I look at the charts and then it's right at a good level to get in, and I can get in. But sometimes I missed it. So I don't want it to be based on luck. I was starting to see if there's like a systematic approach for not to miss these trades. But what you're basically saying is that when you look at your chart and you see an opportunity, you get in, and if not, you just move on and you come back later to see.
But yeah, long and short of it, the honest truth is, Chantal, if I see price move this much, am I going to feel pissed that I didn't take this? Probably. But what am I also going to be able to fall back on? I'm always going to know that I can take these trades over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason why I know I can do that is because, firstly, I know how to identify structure on the 4 hour. Secondly, I know how to identify momentum on the 1 hour. And thirdly, I know how to identify lower highs and higher lows on the 15-minute time frame. And that is the simple process of this strategy.
Okay.
The rest of it is psychology and what you are going through, which is